Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Big Idea Pitch Year 4. We're excited that you would be joining us on YouTube Live, and we want to welcome you to this pitch competition where we'll see 40 pitches tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the pitches. The first pitch that we'll have tonight is Ryan Teague. Ryan, you may begin at your whenever you want to.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Teague, the founder of Living Board, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about the newest craze coming to a party near you. Now, I believe Americans are a bunch of one-uppers. Don't believe me? Let me know if these examples hit home for you guys. So, say your next door neighbor gets a brand new car. I bet that you'll look at your car when you open up your garage door and think, you know, I wish I had my neighbor's car. And so another example is, say your friend hosts an awesome party, a once-in-a-lifetime party. And the next time that you host your party, you're thinking in the back of your head, man, I really wish I did that. I really need to one-up that. So my solution for one-upping your friends and neighbors for your next event is board games, but not just any board games. Life-size, interactive, and groundbreaking board games. Living Board's U-size games fit in an average American backyard or gymnasium with ease, and yet still leave you plenty of room to fit other activities around them. So you might be asking yourselves, what type of games does Living Board have? We've got your classics such as giant checkers, chess, as well as a full-size deck of cards, plus our own original games. But Living Board isn't just going to stop there. We plan on providing everything you could possibly need for your next event. We'll be partnering with a local catering company to provide you with all things food and drink, and on top of that, we're bringing the pizzazz. What do I mean by the pizzazz? We're going to be bringing tables, chairs, speakers, and a generator if your heart so desires. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Living Board trying to change the habits of spending and activity habits of Midwestern folks, who are just stuck in their ways of doing things. Sounds like an impossible task, right? But don't worry. We've done our homework. Living Board will be reaching out to parents ages 35 to 54 with children ages 5 to 17 who live on the north side of Indianapolis. The north side of Indianapolis, as I see it, is the counties of Boone, Hamilton, and Marion. And in those 3 counties alone, the party rental industry grossed over $36 million in sales with just 13 companies. And so I surveyed and reached out to those folks living on the north side, and they said that they spend on average around $200 for their party entertainment options. And with this industry growing at a 4% rate, and with Living Board being such a great breath of fresh air to the market, I believe that now is the time for action. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Living Board. And with Living Board, you'll never live bored again. Thank you.
Okay, what's high on here?
6.
Okay, thanks.
Judges, are you ready? Please welcome our second pitchers, the team of Amanda and Kyle Reninger.
Hello, we are Kyle and Amanda Reninger, owners of Sea Salt and Cinnamon Food Company.
In the heartland of animal agriculture, our products contain no egg, dairy, meat, or any animal products.
What started as a simple solution to our family's health difficulties has become a solution for an entire community.
We have proven the concept of sea salt and cinnamon over the past 3 years. The city craves our baked goods, and this summer we have shown they want even more with the launch of our savory food items.
Strong partnerships with other institutions like Ball State University, Muncie Civic Theater, the Caffeinery, Minnetrista, and even BSU President Dr. Jeffrey Mearns and family have solidified the sea salt and cinnamon name among other Muncie giants. With future deals planned for the Cup in the Village and Fresh Time in Muncie, we are on the rise.
We have even expanded to Indianapolis, putting Muncie on the map with events like the first ever Indie Veg Fest, where we sold out in under 2 hours.
Without a storefront, we have created a brand and an experience that causes our clients to ask for more, often wondering how we don't have our own space already.
With a brick and mortar storefront, full production facility, we can continue to expand in Indiana, the Midwest, and even nationally with an ambient food product while keeping our roots in the town that we grown to fall in love with 9 years ago, all while proving an even greater environment for our old and new clients in downtown Muncie.
With the rise of childhood allergies and a health-conscious generation, people are searching for better alternatives to meat-heavy lunches or preservative-ridden baked goods. Not only this, but we bring creativity to our food, making it look as good as it tastes while still being approachable by the traditional consumer.
With high demand from college students for local, alternative, and allergy-friendly food products, business owners like ours stand to attract a younger generation to not only attend school here, but to stay here for the long haul.
We've brought you some delicious samples today, including our signature sea salt and cinnamon cupcake, our classic chocolate blackberry cupcake, chocolate chip cookies, and pumpkin bread.
The savory items in your box are my doing. The gluten-free is the Thai peanut Buddha bowl, and it has cauliflower rice, and then our pickle pasta salad. Very delicious. Both of these items were tested at farmers markets over the summer with a great response, and now they're available through many of our wholesale partners.
Our big idea is to secure funding this winter, obtain a downtown space by spring, and be open to the public by next fall.
No egg,
No dairy,
no meat,
no problem.
We're going to take these back.
No, just
My heart just
So if you want to,
I gotta follow that.
if you want your boxes, so back on the table behind you, you can do that, or you may just put your face into it.
putting my name on it. Really, like, don't help with this. That is hard.
So how does it on this side of the table? Esther, you doing okay down there? Okay, thank you. Okay, judges, you ready? Okay, fine, here. Pitch number 3. Please welcome Cameron Grubbs.
Hi, everybody. Thanks. I'm Cameron Grubbs with Foyster's Flowers and Gifts, and what I'd like to talk to you about is what I'm calling the Flowers and Food Date Night Delivery Service. Imagine you are a young couple with children, and at some point somebody says, "Hey, let's have a date night," right? And initially, you're excited a little bit, but then it dawns on you that, hey, I have to figure out, what am I doing with the kids? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do after? How much is this going to cost? Do we have the budget for that? So you have to think about all these things. You might think, well, where are we going to eat? We're going to have sushi. We're going to have steak. Maybe we'll try the Italian place. What are we going to do as far as maybe we'll go to the movies, go bowling. Karaoke is always a great idea, right? So then you've got kids. What about your mom? Your mom will pick them up, unless you want to hire Hannah down the street. What I'd like to do is offer a service so that we can bring the date home, because that's a lot to figure out. And then when you get to that date night, you're also talking about getting ready, and you've got stresses of if you've got kids, if you've got to take them anywhere, you got to gather up all their toys and everything like that. So I'd like to bring the date home, and the beauty of this is that it's not just for couples with kids. You also have people with social anxiety that may not like to go out, maybe they don't like the crowds. There's also just people that don't want to go out. Maybe you just don't feel like it. You know, you've had a hard day at work, you want to stay and watch movies, but you want to kind of have a little bit of a date night. So what we're going to do is bring flowers. In the service, we would bring flowers, we would bring dinner, we would bring a dessert, and make that all part of a delivery service that we would bring to you. Now, you might be asking, could I just stay at home and cook? Maybe just have it delivered, but when's the last time you got flowers with Little Caesars? Now, what we would do is we would select a weekly food provider, or a caterer and a baker to work with. So then they would have time in advance to be able to prepare. It'd be prepaid, and that's another beauty of it, is that it's prepaid. So you already paid for it, you can schedule it. Maybe it's a surprise. So then everything's all together, and then it all comes at once later in the evening when the kids are in bed. You don't have any more stress, and then we get to bring you flowers. We get to bring you your whole date night all at once. You can be in your PJs and enjoy it. So what I like best about it is that the flowers and food date night delivery service would be a classic pairing provided in a new way so that you can have quality time together on your own terms. And with the resources of florists and the prepaid style, we could keep costs to a minimum and work closely with local restaurants, bakers, and caterers. Thank you.
Just wait for my brush, okay?
Perfect. Is this mine?
If you want to move it right, you don't want it then? If you don't want it, just move it out of the way. There you go. So until they're ready, just smile and.
She's actually number 6.
Yes, I'm gonna go.
Oh, you're gonna tell me
Yes.
that? Okay. Oh, okay.
4 and 5 were scratched.
Oh, 4.
The judges, just for you to know, 4 and 5, we just would advise that they are not here, so we're gonna move on to number 6, okay? No. No. Just one way, you know, so this is 6.
So do we throw out 4 and
Yes,
5
sir.
and we won't
Yeah,
use them?
yes,
Just one of them.
just. Cammy, your last name is Kleefisch?
Kleefisch, yes.
Kleefisch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on here. Okay, now we are adjusting the schedule. Pitchers 4 and 5 are a no-show and will be scratched. So please welcome to the pitch platform, Cammy Kleefisch.
A question falls over a space and it's received with no volume until a younger member of the group ends up responding with the answer that we were all looking for. And 2 questions cross over my mind. The first one being, how did they know that? And the second one's following pretty quick, how come I didn't know that? Sorry. This might be you, and it certainly has been me. And this is definitely where education is going. Younger students are far surpassing their generational counterparts, even exponentially. And topics are being taught sooner, experience are being encountered earlier, and expectations in the classroom are inversely growing with age. Some people would say that this is recommended, but I think it's growing to be more necessary. Even some children are sorry. They're entering into a world where they don't have access to these experiences beyond classroom borders. And so it becomes more important for educational outside of those classroom borders to be implicated. So many of us, if not all of us, are familiar with the temporary tattoos we used to get as kids, right? You can press them on. You have like a damp cloth and maybe like 30 seconds of pressure or so. If you take that idea and apply it to anatomical prints with matching labels, you uncover some possibilities with kiddo anatomy. Kiddo anatomy is an attempt to bridge the gap between age and knowledge by implementing by implementing more tactile learning skills without sacrificing age-appropriate play. So for instance, if you would take your hand and kind of look at the way that it moves, being able to apply a temporary tattoo that has that visual, you would then be able to uncover the ideas of how that would interact and move as you would be moving your hand, or perhaps like your toes or your legs. And instead of applying each muscle or bone individually, you would be able to apply them as a section. So perhaps like just the top portion of your hand. And then you would be able to move it and kind of understand and see how those pieces are working together. This avenue of understanding would provide an opportunity for play by using temporary tattoos, and also by showing how things work the way that they do.
Time.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be okay. If I could put just one of them up and then hold the other one. That'd be okay.
That way it's in there.
Thank you.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, judges, are you ready? Tragesser, is that correct?
Kathy Tragesser, that's correct.
Tragesser.
That's right.
Please welcome pitch number 7, Kathy Tragesser.
Hello, my name is Kathy Tragesser. Have you ever had a dream that woke you from your sleep and left you wide awake and you were never the same again? That's exactly what happened to me when I went to help homeless veterans after hearing about their plight on television. But I didn't know what I could do. I prayed to God about it. And 2 days later, God answered my prayer in the form of a dream. And it showed me a solution to how I could help. The solution was a stick pin with a flag on it, and someone spoke and said, "For the homeless." From that dream first came the Homeless Veteran Stick Pin, which represents and helps out homeless veterans. And then came 68 other stick pins that represent and help out 68 other causes and diseases called the Eye Care Stick Pins. The Eye Care Stick Pins are copyrighted, and they're the first and only of their kind in existence that represent and help out so many different causes and diseases. I went from feeling helpless to be able to help homeless veterans to God giving me something that could not only help homeless veterans, but could help all other causes and diseases that exist. Not only did God give me something that could help, but he gave me something that could empower everyone else to be able to help as well. Because 10% of the net proceeds from the sale of each stick pin goes to a charity or an organization that pertains to the cause or disease represented by the stick pin that's purchased. Everyone is affected by a cause or disease, and most people want to help, just like I wanted to help with homeless veterans. Causes and diseases have a negative impact on people and also on the world, and something needs to be done now about that. And the eye care stick pins is what can be used to help with that. The eye care stick pins help in many ways. You wear them over your heart to show that you express that you care about that cause or disease. They also can help be used as fundraisers. They can be used to raise awareness of these causes and diseases. They can be used as gifts. They also help with their mottos. The mottos are on the packaging, and the mottos tie the pictorial design and the cause or disease together. And the mottos help through their uplifting, touching, sentimental, and empowering messages. And of course, they help from the donation from the proceeds from the sale of each of the stick pins. I have many expandable ideas, as you can see all around the globe. I have many expandable ideas that can help out schools, organizations, individuals, and can also help out other causes and diseases. And I've had 14 of my 69 designs manufactured so far. They also are durable, they're attractive, at least I think they are, and they also do not cost much. They cost about $2.40 for the packaging and the stick pin itself. And so everyone is affected by a cause or disease, and it's going to take everyone working together to help with those causes and diseases until they are either less of a problem or no longer a problem in this world. The eye care stick pins can help everyone with that. The eye care stick pins started from a dream, and with your help, I can take that dream and turn it into reality. And also, if you vote for the eye care stick pins, it's a vote to change the... I was almost done. Thank you.
Judges, there comes a point where you need to take a break. You just have to let us know and we'll take it together, okay? Okay. Step right on the, you want you to be right on the X. There you go.
Got it. Okay.
Judges, are we ready?
Yes, is this number, you're number 8?
Number 8, yeah.
Yeah, well, hold on.
Mhm.
That's fine, you don't want to hurry. You deliver. That's great, yeah.
Okay, now we're ready.
Please welcome to the big pitch stage, Travis Cheek.
Greeting, judges. Imagine you just walked into a hospital you've never been to before, and you are in a huge rush to find your friend or loved one. You are trying to locate room number 642 on the 6th floor. You ask for directions, but end up with unclear instructions, something like go down the hall, turn right, turn left at the 3rd door, turn right just before the broom closet, and take the elevator that has a tiny scratch at the bottom of the door. We have all been lost in a building at one point or another, and the frustration is real. No, GPS does not work indoors. At MapBase, we are developing indoor navigation that works for everyone. With our software and a smartphone camera, your visitors can find room 642 without getting lost or having to follow convoluted directions. By using an adaptable and evolving approach, we are developing apps of the future now. We are combining SLAM, known as simultaneous localization and mapping, and the latest technology in edge computing, using local cloud resources to build an augmented reality so you will never be lost inside a building again. In plain English, imagine Pokemon Go guiding you to room 642. Current indoor navigation uses Bluetooth beacons and/or Wi-Fi. These systems require a huge investment in proprietary software as well as equipment and maintenance and upkeep. Ours does not. With just a single camera on your phone, our user will be able to make recordings as they walk through the building. The information will be uploaded to the server, processed, and stored. When our visitor arrives, they open the MapBase app on their phone and enter their destination. By comparing what is seen on your phone and what has been recorded, MapBase will guide you to your destination. My app will use optical tracking and image analysis to guide you in real time where you are. Overlaying augmentation, such as arrows in front of you or icons above doors, will help guide the user. Future enhancements will include the ability to click on overlays for more information. My app will not only know what hall you're walking in, but what side of the hall you are on. We will establish our business in a co-working environment to keep overhead low, and since our system does not require our client to make a huge investment in hardware, we will be able to offer our product competitively and scalable to the size of our clients. Monthly service fees will produce sustainable income, and so we can continue upgrades and innovations. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, I apologize if my math is wrong. So far, nobody's been wrong. I'm double checking.
Oh, he's here. Scott, you're gonna be up here. You can walk around, zoom in. You want to stand on the X, and if you're ready to go, I'm going to give you the introduction, and then you can go. Pitcher number 9, here tonight at the Innovation Connector in the Big Idea Pitch Competition, Scott Campbell.
Any significant improvement in technology is indistinguishable from magic. I want to create a status for myself to enable myself to ask the right questions moving forward. Imagination is more important than knowledge, Albert Einstein. Elon Musk wants to create a 30-layer underground electric highway that will allow us to travel from New York to LA essentially in 1 hour. He also wants to put around 4,500 satellites into the Earth orbit that will provide internet for the entire world, which that'll be a venture creation, so he'll make enough money to then look at decreasing interplanetary travel from $10 billion to around the median U.S. price, which is around, or U.S. home price around $200,000. A vision is the first step towards reality. Data mining is a process used by companies to turn raw data into useful information. What's useful from the information I just mentioned is that our world is developing rapidly and is going to change a lot, significantly over the next 100 years. Elon Musk wants to change humans and turn us into multi-planet species. My website will be so relevant that it will teach people new languages. So there's a problem right now is that a currency is a language. So I believe that there's an opportunity to teach people to speak new languages of technology interfaces. I want to highly specialize in mixed reality, space computing, next generation sustainability, cryptocurrency, and covering relevant current events. There's a problem. There's data overload, opportunity, you get to analyze the big data analytics, how you get to provide specific information. So basically the Kenyan M-Pesa system was developed as a sense to transfer cell phone minutes, and then it ended up becoming a 40% of Kenya's GDP. Basically, internet currency is a gold 2.0. There's a problem is that with your money in the US dollar is that there's insane inflation. Opportunity is that you can adopt future currency methods in gold 2.0. Education is a problem, so solution is dataminer.com. Scarcity is a metric by which we apply authority of opinion. So with a fixed supply, that's definitely an opportunity. You cannot ignore basic analytics and mathematics that cryptocurrencies are relevant and will be relevant moving forward as the stock market, the global stock market is around $75 trillion, and the coin exchange has grown from $13 billion last year to $200 billion a year. So I believe that it'll surpass trillion easily. Who am I? I'm Scott Campbell. I'm an entrepreneurial management major here, and this is what I'm interested in pursuing. Dataminer.com. I want to provide useful information for people, so thank you.
You go on, Mike. Got rid of this. I think that'd be great.
Thank you.
So this one will just be Lani by herself. So the compadres who are supporting her there. And they're awesome.
Yep. Bless you. Bless you.
Please welcome to the pitch stage our 10th pitcher, Lani Wallace.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. Some things, some simple things, like the telephone, have changed. Now we have smartphones. However, my generation doesn't feel so smart about these smartphones. We go to the cell phone store, they sell us our cell phones, and they say, congratulations on your iPhone, go home and enjoy it. And I hear many of our generation, my husband's and mine, saying, I don't know how to use this. This is overwhelming. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. They have no idea how to use it except to make a phone, because there's a little picture of a phone down on the bottom of the, quote, smartphone. So what we would like to do is help them overcome that feeling. These days we're required to read this online, read that online. You go to buy something, the manuals are online. To even learn how to use this thing, you have to get online. This is a vicious circle. So what we would like to do is help them feel more empowered. We would like to offer classes about everything having to do with Apple devices. We would like to teach them how to set up their email, how to do simple things like texting, how to set up or enjoy their Facebook accounts. If we open the door for emailing, they can connect with their family, their children, their grandchildren. We'd like to teach them how to use simple things of maps. I have a terrible sense of direction, but I can now follow the little blue line. So there's all kinds of possibilities. We would like to open the door to make them feel comfortable to use the devices that they are being forced to reckon with. Our classes will also talk about maps, weather. One of my personal favorites is Google Photos. They can share photos. One of my favorites is FaceTime. We connect with our grandchildren no matter how far away they are. Now our grandchildren are getting old enough, they're connecting with us. So the purpose of my husband's and my business is to open the doors on this technology, to shine the light on it for them, and our company is called Beacon. Thank you. I want to forget my phone.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You'll go after I introduce you.
Excuse me?
You'll go after I introduce you.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm done, the clock will start.
Okay, they're all in.
Judges, you want to take a breath or anything? Anybody need any water or anything? Okay. Please welcome pitch number 11, Rodney Tackett.
My name is Rodney Tackett, and I'm going to tell you about an oasis in a desert. I'm talking about a mobile market, which I believe is going to be a traveling oasis. The desert I'm talking about is a food desert, and is a result of a well-documented grocery gap of the recent closings of Marsh supermarkets in Muncie. It is a common misconception that food deserts are a result of insufficient demand for healthy, unprocessed foods by the residents living in these areas. My research shows to the contrary. Mobile markets could hardly supply the demand for farm-fresh fruits, vegetables, eggs, and meats in low food access neighborhoods. My competition, such as Walmart, Target, and Meijer's, are located more than a mile from my targeted area. To reach these stores, my potential customers sometimes have to take 2 buses and includes over an hour of travel time. But my real competition is the local convenience stores. Although they are convenient, they tend to have low-quality processed foods which are associated with poor health. Mobile markets leverage the same principle that drive the food truck movement and has some advantages over traditional brick-and-mortar markets, such as lower overhead cost, time-saving flexibility. The mobile market will be able to target specific areas and age groups, like the elderly who tend to be early birds, or the downtown lunch crowd, or the single parent or stay-at-home mom picking up their kids from school. And the mobile market startup price is $15,000 or less. The plan I have in place includes advertising, SNAP double-up food bucks, customer surveys, along with food preparation demonstrations and free samples. My projections put me in the black at the end of my first season. The mobile market will be a traveling oasis helping to maintain the viability of local farmers while bridging the grocery gap and bringing a fields to fork reality to urban Muncie. Thank you.
Move that over here just a little bit for me, okay? There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. The last name, no, Vyas. Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure I was good. We can just want to move this over just a little bit here. Okay, good. I'll give you the go-ahead. We're just going to introduce you. Pitch number 12, the Big Idea Pitch Competition, year number 4. We're going to welcome Sydney Conn and Leena Vyas.
Picture life in a community where you have to walk miles and miles to get food or water, yet you can still call your phone via a cell phone with great service thanks to the new cell towers just put up. You do not have clean running water, but the major concern at hand is what to do when your call is cut short because your phone just ran out of battery and you do not have a way to charge it. The sun is going down and your solar charger is useless. My name is Sydney Conn.
And my name is Leena Vyas, and we are 2 high school juniors who have developed a product that utilizes the wind energy created by a moving vehicle to charge small electronic devices. Our idea started with a visit to India. While visible poverty is evident in most parts of India, almost everyone has a cell phone. Even families without proper homes sometimes still have phones. Also, Wi-Fi is available, but convenient access cell phone charging is not. People are keeping up with technology, but the infrastructure is lagging. Additionally, motorized rickshaws, the main source of transportation, do not have a place to charge your phone. This sharp contrast between poverty and technology triggered an idea. This idea uses the wind created by a moving vehicle to charge cell phones. Our device is called the Breeze Charger.
The Breeze Charger has gone through many stages of development. We first developed this model, which was hooked onto the window of a car, much like small flags do. After the testing on this prototype was successful, we started brainstorming on a more durable model. We came up with this one, which was secure on cars up to 80 miles per hour. From this unit, we learned two things. First, that this casing especially would be much too expensive for third world countries, so we came up with a water bottle model that was much less expensive. Additionally, we realized that transportation in these countries, things like bicycles, would not move fast enough to spin the fan. So to address that issue, we created two new units that used muffin fans which spun easier and started charging at only 5 miles per hour. Additionally, we added a rechargeable battery to store this power for later use. We have developed a cost analysis sheet that highlights the estimated cost of each muffin fan model, along with the estimated cost of these breeze chargers in bulk. We have created a website at www.breezecharger.com.
Our current goal is to perfect our design by experimenting with various casings, including water bottles, to find the one that is the most reliable and cost-effective, and to then produce 10 working breeze chargers, with the eventual goal of offering the product for use in underdeveloped countries and to a larger market. We are also looking into selling the product in the U.S. and using the proceeds to offer the kits to people in need at a subsidized cost or for free. In order to protect our current work-in-progress design, we have obtained 2 provisional patents. After finalizing our design, we hope to earn a real patent and market the product nationwide.
Ultimately, creating the Breeze Charger is an affordable, portable, and innovative way to outcharge the world's 6.8 billion cell phones without adding to the carbon footprint.
Invest in us, invest in the future.
Mind blown.
This is great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're just gonna make sure you get into one. Hold on till I'm gonna introduce you, okay? Do you need the podium?
I do not.
Okay, move that out of the way. With that in mind, let's move this over just a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna introduce you. Judges, you okay?
Yep.
Okay. The big idea pitch is pleased to welcome to the stage Thomas Myers, number 13.
Number 16.
Oh.
You know what? You're right. I don't know what happened.
My mother didn't call me Tom.
Now, wait a minute.
He's 13 on our list.
He's 13 on my list.
13, 14, 15.
Where's Sydney?
No.
Oh, there.
This is Paul.
Yeah.
Skipping right on.
Oh.
Yeah, wait a second.
13, 14, and 15. Okay, so we didn't know.
Well, Theodore, what's going on
We
here?
didn't know that.
So Thomas is scratched. 13,
Thomas,
14.
Dustin, and Chase are scratched.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know that. So let you know.
13. Okay, so now we're on 16.
Okay, we have a correction. Number 16 is Paul Fabrick.
Great. Okay. Hi, judges. My name is Paul Fabrick, as Ted mentioned. Creative a concept and a process in the patent pending stages right now that every single person in this room can use. How many of us have went to a fast food restaurant with our friends or family or relatives or coworkers? It's the same gig every time, right? You walk up to the counter, order your food, you slide down, grab your trays, go out to your table, take your food off your tray, and then what do more than 65% of us do with the tray? put it on the table beside you, right? 65% of people do that, our research shows. Or they put it on the chair next to them, and I've even seen them put them on the floor. Conversely, you walk into a busy fast food restaurant, same thing. Order your food, take your tray out to the dining area. There's open table or there's open seating, but the guy like me has put his tray on the table beside you, right? So you walk over and you give him the old, can you move your stuff? So he moves his stuff, you deal with his crumbs, you sit down there, you're both forced to eat on the tray, right? Judges, my dad told me something a long time ago. He said there's two things that a gentleman and a lady don't do: kiss and tell and eat on the tray. Right? That's why I've developed the tray valet system. This system can be mounted under any table as a storage unit for trays while you enjoy your meal. This increases customer satisfaction as well as keeps restaurants cleaner. Can be used for any shape and size. As you can see, I borrowed this one from Taco Bell and this one from Wendy's. So these can be custom fit to fit any size tray, length, shape, or size of any table. As of November 2016, of the top 14 fast food restaurants, there were 80,788 locations. There were 1,400 malls that had food courts, and there were 4,140 universities that had cafeterias or commissaries, the majority of which have trays. Now, I know college students would like a place to store their tray while they're working with their laptops as well as at the table. This is a $50 million untapped business, $50 million. It's a simple solution to a common problem. The tray away or tray valet will be the industry standard in 5 years. Thank you very much.
Sorry about that. I knew you were okay. You need a podium?
No.
So you want to kind of stay on the X as much as possible. You can move back and forth this way.
I'm going to hand them something in the middle of it.
You want to hand them to them now and then not worry about it?
Sure.
You can just say, I've handed you something, you know. Just put it on that.
I'll be referencing. Yeah. I'll be referencing this as well.
Oh, you're you.
I'm me.
That's okay.
Yep, I'll be referencing in the middle, but I just wanted to get you know something, get them off. Oh, cool. So I can paste a little bit, right?
Yeah. Everybody can.
Let me quick hop in here. Please welcome to the pitch platform, number 17, Mr. Rhett Barker.
Hi, as Ted said, my name is Rhett Barker, and this past summer I decided to completely disrupt the car wash industry. The car wash industry is something that people are very unaware of, and the fact that it's very environmentally destructive to pretty much everywhere. In the US alone, 85 billion gallons of water are washed down the drain every year. Accompanying this are dangerous chemically made or factory-made chemicals that are terrible for the environment and completely destroy ecosystems. In the last 60 years, almost nothing has changed about the car wash industry. They've always been automated and they've always caused tiny scratches and sort marks on our vehicles. So I decided to do something about it. So last winter, I wrote a business plan for an on-demand mobile car wash. It'd be based from a mobile app platform. So you could think of it as an Uber of car washes, so have you. In theory, it worked great, but I still needed to address the whole issue of water conservation. So I did some research. What I came across was wireless detailing. Wireless detailing is a method that basically lubricates the surface of a vehicle. It has a built-in surfactant system that lifts particles away from the vehicle surface, and you wipe it away with a microfiber cloth. So in theory, you can wash your car parts in any location without moving it, and with using about 2 to 3 ounces of water. On average, it's about what we use right now. So when you combine this with the convenience added of an app, you have an industry-changing idea. So I decided to get to work. In June, I filed for a company with the state of Indiana, and I called it Flipside Mobile Car Wash, LLC. I decided that pursuing a full functioning app was probably a little over aggressive with such a industry-changing idea. So So I decided to launch with a website, and that's what we do right now. We began by targeting the employees of large organizations during their workday. On our first day, I actually had to take a 3-hour lunch break from my summer internship and come and check on the team because we were so overbooked. I had to go out there and wash. It was about a 95-degree day, so it was a pretty interesting story when I returned covered in sweat in my Flipside shirt. But I knew that we were onto something. Within a month, we were expanding to Indianapolis. In Indianapolis today, you can find us at places like the JW Marriott. When you come up to Valet, you'll be handed a card like this with a barcode that'll take you straight to our website where you can order, schedule, and pay for a wash with us. It's great. You can even find us at Defenders Incorporated, Meridian Hills Country Club for any golfers, and we really are just making this push and kind of getting our market developed. So everything's going great, and of the last 2 weeks, we've actually started manufacturing our own brand of wireless wash. We're doing this to increase our margins, because that's our biggest expense right now is a solution because it's expensive, but we also want to begin selling it. You know, our company acts as a natural marketer to bring it to people. This is the modern day car wash, and our company is doing it. In the spring of 2018, we plan on releasing our app, and this is going to segue into our residential markets, and we firmly believe that this will completely flip the car wash industry upside down. Thank you, and I hope you agree.
Yes, sir. If you just stay from the office there, you probably want to stay as close as you can on the thing there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will introduce you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I have so many questions. It's so difficult for me.
Not yet, hold on. Wait.
What is the timing?
There.
Okay, are we doing okay? We just, it will kick off a little bit. We just needed to get it down just a little bit.
74 in here, so
Oh,
we
no,
have the air on
I just didn't know
that.
what the sound was. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
there was like anything.
No, it's the pipe, it's the ductwork going from warm to cool, so. Okay, you all right? Okay, take a deep breath.
Never been.
I'm going to introduce you, and then when I finish, the clock will start.
Okay.
So let's welcome pitch number 18, Taylor Lee.
Hello, my name is Taylor Lee, and I'm a sophomore at Ball State University. Now, I'm here today to discuss my idea, which is called Family, and is simple as that, which is just an adoption/foster care agency. Now, before I actually tell you about my idea, I want to discuss the problem. The problem is there's well over 500,000 children in the social service system. Now, that number to you should be very daunting. Now, imagine being separated from your family, your loved ones, your parents, guardians, whoever it may be, and then also facing abuse, neglection, they bounce around from house to house, or even just sibling separation if you were to have siblings. Now, that can be very detrimental to the child's life because it's an early stage, usually. So, the problem is, and why it happens, is because social services tend to try to find homes for these children very rapidly. It's desperation. They're trying to make sure that these children have somewhere to go. But they're not really focusing on the main problem. These children need something now. They need attention now. So, with that being said, my solution is to create a social service, which is, like I said, the foster care/adoption agency, that is altered like a university. So it would be like a recreational system that has 24/7 monitors, mentors, and people that can guide these children, as well as it'll contain education, housing, therapy, recreational activities such as a basketball court, football goal, baseball field, and even extracurricular activities for things like movies, bowling, skating, etc. And that way these children will actually be able to learn, live, and grow. Because the typical foster home is very bland, very boring. It's what you see on TV, and it's the truth. So I want to change that. And with children being in a system like that, they'll be able to develop friends from strangers. They'll be able to develop family from friends. They'll learn the most valuable thing in life. that love is not biological. Love is definitely unconditional. It's something you can gain by creating the right relationship with someone. And let me ask you something. If I were to ask you, what is the most important thing in your life? And if you were to tell me it was family, imagine what we could do for these children. Thank you.
All right.
So are you going to use the podium?
Sort of. Can I like position it how I want, or does it have to be like?
No, we just need to move it over though.
All right.
So we want you to kind of stay within the box.
I was told I was supposed to try, so I told them I'd try. When should I hand out stuff? I see everybody.
You can hand it out now.
All right. All right.
And
I
then
feel
just
like
tell
I'm
them you'll
interrupting
reference.
something important. It's like a funeral procession. Everybody coming in here and they're like, oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judges, we're going to skip one
Thank
here.
you.
Unfortunately, we have another scratch.
Thank you. Goodness.
And we're going to go to number 20. This is going to be 20.
Oh, Ted told me I could find an audience I didn't have to pay to listen to. So I'm excited. I'll take 3 minutes. All right.
I'm going to introduce you, and then it's going to be, here we go, okay?
And then I'm going to go. All right. All right.
As soon as I finish your introduction,
I'm
then
never been better. Okay.
Whew. All right. All right. I got this.
We'll run here.
Ready? Ready?
No, okay. Okay, audience, please prepare yourself for pitcher number 20, Mr. Luke Russell.
I'd like to share a startling statistic. Roughly 70% of American workers are unhappy with their jobs. How does that happen? Traditional guidance counselors, college prep, and even expensive private schools are graduating students who lack clarity and direction. Hi, my name is Luke W. Russell. I founded my business, Russell Media, when I was 19. We're a digital marketing agency with 3 employees, and we have a large office suite directly on top of the caffeinery. I have a job I absolutely love that is paired excellently with my skills and interests. But it hasn't always been that way. When I was in grade school, I had 0 clue where I was going, but I had something going for me. My father always told me, Luke, where your interests lie, lies unbound energy. Let that sink in for a moment. Where your interests lie, lies unbound energy. To put it another way, you are most powerful when you're pursuing something you love. While I was in high school, my father encouraged me to pursue my interests, and I developed real-world skills. But the secret isn't that I'm gifted. You see, I believe every single person is incredible. But to have a particularly fulfilling life, you must discover your interests. Because it is interest in something that gives us and provides us the necessary fuel to persevere and achieve our dreams. That's why I developed Unbound Energy. It is a program that equips teens to discover their interests and cultivate skills so they can identify and seize the future of their dreams. This program will include my book, as you see in front of you, How to Ensure Success Beyond High School, a magazine we're developing, so the interior is blank, called Unbound Energy, where we'll fuel the teens' drives to discover interests and cultivate skills, an online mentorship group, and a guide called 37 Interesting Activities that can lead to exciting careers. I want you to think for a moment to a time in your life when you felt directionless, where you didn't know where you were going. Our teens are struggling with this at the most pivotal time in their lives, and they need guidance. They can't do it on their own. Unbound Energy helps teens discover and ultimately achieve the future of their dreams, happy and fulfilling careers. I invite every single person in this room, including the judges, to join me and Unbound Energy in transforming the lives of teens across the nation and throughout the world. Thank you.
Come on. You can give them to them, just tell me a reference that might
I'm supposed to collect them.
Oh, some people even get a snack.
Oh gosh, I would have totally bribed you with snacks if I knew I could do that.
Excuse me. I'm one issue short. 5 of you. You guys have to share it.
Then you can share with Esther. I'm going to introduce you, okay? And then go for it, okay?
All right.
Everybody having fun? Woo-hoo. Did you get some food? Okay, we'll get some food.
Hi, Mom.
I'm so slow.
No, that last guy was really energetic too. So oh man.
It's gonna be great.
Judge, you ready?
Neat.
Okay.
Okay.
The Innovation Connector is pleased to announce our next pitcher, number 21, high school senior, Nate Spell.
If you were to tell me 2 years ago that the brand that I and my team has spent so much time creating will now work with companies like Fruity Pebbles, Star Wars, Nerf, Roblox, and more, I can't say I believe you. Let me take a step back. I'm Nate Spell, I'm 17, I'm the founder and publisher of Them Magazines. Them Magazines is a bi-monthly publication that highlights developers and creators within the gaming community. We provide the next generation of the gaming industry with detailed and coding design tutorials, as well as interviews with experienced difference makers and creators. We review the current trending games so you know what you're getting into before you're getting into it. We'll save you some money. Them Magazines was launched December 1st, 2015. Our content is primarily focused around the gaming platform Roblox. If you don't know what that is, ask your kids, ask your siblings, they'll know what it is. Since then, we've grown our stats to 13,000 monthly readers and almost 1 million page views since July. Today, our issues are completely free and open to read on our website. But that brings up the question, how are you making money off of this? It's all free. Our revenue is generated through user advertisements and the occasional corporate sponsorships from the companies like I mentioned earlier. December 1st, we'll officially roll out our subscription service, which will allow the reader to purchase a single issue or subscribe for a certain amount of time, say 6 months. This will get the reader 3 issues. Our target demographics are 12 to 21-year-olds, mostly in the Roblox community, who are passionate about game development and have an interest or need in creating their own game, but they don't know where to start. Roblox isn't the only target in our sites. We're working towards branching out to other platforms via our other products called Snack Size, which is a monthly release that focuses on developers successful outside the Roblox platform. Our first issue of Snack Size covered the CEO of the largest and longest running app development company in the world right now. You can't get this level of information this easy anywhere else. But it doesn't stop there. Right now, we're communicating with the ID Tech campuses, there's one in Purdue, to partner with their game development courses to print, distribute, and pass along all of our issues to all 90-plus schools in the US and Hong Kong. Think of the magazine this way. We all have played Mario Kart, or at least know of it. There's a big track and you race your friends around it. Scattered around each track are speed boosts and power-ups. In a way, that's what Them Magazines is like. We have coding tutorials and interviews with top developers who know what they're doing. They're making a ton of money doing it, giving the reader an advantage above others when starting in the industry, as well as inspirational, informative articles explaining step-by-step exactly how you can start creating and developing. These are the speed boosts. That's the opportunity we have with the magazine, a platform and a community to teach and inspire the next generation of creators and developers. Take note of this, Them Magazines is not the whole track. We're the power-ups and the speed boosts that make the race just a little bit easier and a lot more fun. Thank you.
gonna hold those, or do you wanna put these down?
I'll put them on the table.
Okay, I'm just gonna move the table in for you.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the introduction, and then it will be your turn. Okay?
Alright.
Okay, good, okay. That's right. Angela, I'm gonna introduce you, and as soon as I get introduce you, the clock will start, okay?
Okay.
Please welcome pitcher number 22, Angela Lankford.
Hi everyone, I'm Angela Lankford, and this here is my mama and papa. Did you know in 2008, 1.4 million people used oxygen therapy in order to treat COPD? Mama on her hoses. These things went everywhere that she went. And let me tell you, trying to keep these things out of the way was a struggle. She was constantly getting them hooked on things, in tangles, and even tripping over them. Mama used a cane, so trying to carry the hose was just too much for her. Perhaps some of you know someone who has faced the same problem as Mama. Well, no more trips, tangles, or getting hooked with Retract because it provides an organized reel to retract the oxygen hose. Similar concept to a retractable dog leash. As the person is walking away, it allows the reel to release out the oxygen hose, and then when walking back, it slowly retracts the hose back in. Safety is our main concern, so we want to implement a safety lock in order to make sure that the hose does not retract back on its own. For our initial product, Retract will be a device that sits on the floor with wheel locks, so it can be easily moved or placed as needed. Eventually, we want to move into a smaller device that will be a portable device that can be used for portable tanks to go anywhere that they go. Through my market research, I have found a handful of competitors, but they do not solve these specific problems. Making Retract affordable and safe is our main goal. So with the safety and hands-free features, who's ready to catch all the falling mammals and papples with me?
Take a deep breath. Just a podium, okay. You can move around as long as you stay in the box. Try to stay centered square. Alex, your last name, tell me it again.
Sulanke.
That's what I thought.
You are not. You're not Deborah.
I'm totally not Deborah.
So Deb Simmons is not here. Unfortunately, we've had more scratches this year than
We've ever had.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. We've reached out to everybody like dozens of times, so. I guess that's what happens when you get the nerves, right? But I would rather have quality over quantity any day. And Alex is one of those, so. Okay, once again, we'd like to welcome any of our viewers from YouTube Live to the Big Idea Pitch 2017. We're excited that you're with us. And for everyone who is watching here in person, this is a fun night. So right now we're going to welcome to the big pitch stage, pitch number 24, Alex Saluki.
American families are increasingly addicted to their mobile devices, and critical human interaction is missing from their lives. We can all see how this poses a problem for our society. My name is Alex Sulanke, and my solution is the Suit Yourself Playing Card Company. My solution could never hope to completely solve the problem, but it does provide a path to help lead children and their parents away from their mobile devices and into quality face-to-face interaction with their loved ones. Let me explain. The Suit Yourself Playing Card Company will be designed and marketed in such a way as to generate interest in the company, lead the customer to a simple and fun online experience, create a unique product, and stimulate interaction among family and friends in the real world. Playing cards have been around for centuries, but my cards will be no ordinary cards. What makes Suit Yourself Playing Cards different is that you're able to create your own completely unique deck of cards. You're not constrained to red and black, hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. Instead, you're set free to choose any combination of colors and to select from literally thousands of different suits. You're then given the choice of hundreds of different royal courts, and finally you select your card backs and you're finished. That's it, just 4 easy steps. Select your color, select your suits, select your royalty, and select your card backs. This differs wildly from existing custom playing card companies. They're either too simple and only give you the option of adding an image to the back of traditional playing cards, or they're too complex and require advanced digital graphic design skills in order to make a deck. Additionally, most of them rely on old-fashioned mass production printing methods and require minimum orders of dozens of decks. The production process of the Suit Yourself Playing Card Company is focused on automation and single deck production. A custom layout utilizing laserjet printers, spray coating and UV drying machines, card cutting and packaging machines is very realistic using existing technology. If done right, it can be automated in such a way as to reduce staff to one person part-time. The simplicity of the layout also lends itself to scaling up both in the number of production lines and in the capacity per line. When a customer receives their deck of Suit Yourself playing cards, they will feel pride in what they have created. Through the use of the latest in cardstock, printing, and coating technologies, the look and feel of the cards will be second to none. They will want to show it to their family and friends, and those people will want to make decks of their own. Some people may find it hard to select just 4 suits, and they will want to create several theme decks. Additionally, they make great gifts, party favors, and business promotional items. All of the thousands of icons suitable for use as suits are available online for absolutely no cost. And custom royalty and card back designs can be commissioned from artists at very little cost. All of the things needed to create the Suit Yourself Playing Card Company exist today. You just have to put them together. Although it may not solve all the problems facing the American family, my cards can at least provide a real connection.
I'll give you a introduction, and then it's time for you to go.
Okay.
You ever seen that before?
No, it's always behind us.
Oh.
Right here.
Just relax. Chill.
Okay.
Please welcome pitcher number 25, Carlos Bogue.
Hi, my name is Carlos Bogue, and I am the founder and CEO of Bogue Feed Distribution. Growing up in a small town just east of here, Farmland, Indiana, yes, it's a real place. I grew up on a horse farm, and we had race horses. So I learned I learned what it took to feed a high-quality athlete at a young age. Bogue Feed Distribution will specialize in growing the highest quality hay available and focus on sending it to the target market in Florida. Now, Florida is an interesting case. They have over 500,000 horses and the horse market alone in Florida consists of just over $2 billion. So to put that into more perspective for you, in Ocala, Florida alone, it takes over 2.5 million bales of hay to feed their horses in the wintertime. That's for 6 months at a time. So that's where the niche market comes into effect for me. My goal is to be able to raise the highest quality hay possible and to ship it to Florida. The great thing about Florida is they can produce really good training weather in the wintertime. People can go down there, train high quality horses, spend lots of money on their horses, but their climate does not do very well for growing good high quality hay. So it's just like a professional athlete, say an NFL player. You know, in order to perform on game day, they got to put the right nutrients into their body so that they can perform on game day at, you know, all cylinders fire, and same thing. Same thing with these high quality horses. They got to be able to eat the right nutrition year round and be able to turn around and be able to perform on race day, whether it be going around track racing, going around barrels, anything like that. Ocala, Florida is actually known as the horse capital of the world. And recent surveys that I've done, talking with Floridians, they ship in 100% of their high quality hay because they cannot grow it. And so with that being said, good business relationships and things of that nature turn into loyal customers. Right now there are hay buyers down there that are scrambling around to get lots of hay for all these people. I want to eliminate the hay buyer. I want to go straight to the horse's mouth, literally. I want to be able to tell those people that I know where this hay was grown right here on my farm, and it will be supplied for you from the start of your winter training months in August all the way to March. And so one good quality hay bale here in Indiana, I can sell it for $8 a bale, but if I ship it to Florida, it costs me $5 a bale to ship it, but I can turn around and sell it for $30 a bale. So high quality hay is coming to Florida in a niche market, and Bogue Feed Distribution is going to bring it.
Do we do a ready, set, go?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you, and then you'll have as soon as I say, welcome, Candace, Marquardt.
All right, that sounds good.
Continuing right along, we have pitch number 27. Please welcome Candace Marquardt.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So I moved to the wonderful city of Muncie just a couple months ago from New Haven. And it was actually really distressing because my 7-year-old had to leave her home, her babyhood home, where her roots were. And with that, she wondered why we couldn't take the lilac bush her and Daddy planted, or the snapdragons that we would play with, or the squirrel that visits the backyard. With that, we had to make that move. So obviously we come to Muncie, we're adjusting, and I get a vicious case here of poison oak while pulling out baby oak tree saplings. So I thought. I did not realize what poison oak was. I found I didn't realize what bug that was and if it was poisonous. And when Kaylin pointed out a bird, it might have, I think, been a bat. So I moved 2 hours south, and I don't even know the flora and fauna of Delaware County. So it was with these two conundrums that I came up with the idea, and here is my unofficial rendering of my backyard. So what my backyard would meant to do is really, it's going to go through and look at different sections. 3 sections dedicated to etymology, botany, so that you can actually go through and discover with your child, right, the bugs, the birds, the bees, everything going on, and actually understand what those elements are. Go through and have an adventure with your child, use a magnifying glass, look at these different things. And then you can use our app, and we can happily, for a fee, actually send those reports to you to put in your My Backyard binder. Now, back to that emotional aspect, right? The bonding, how are they going to go through this change? Well, that's the other point of the book, is you're going to bond. You'll get their age. What's your address? What's their favorite place to play? How about we talk about the insects they found? Or maybe we go through a sunrise and sunset adventure. There's actually 8 adventures in My Backyard. This one here, you rise with your child at the crack of dawn and maybe watch their first sunrise. Then you're going to do shadows and see how they change as the sun changes in your backyard. Take pictures, have a picnic of their favorite food, and then even watch the sunset. Talk about why that happens. So the whole purpose is, again, to bond with your child, to identify with them, to create a tangible memory that they can keep forever, and to have that bond, I guess, solidified for years to come. So thank you for your attention. That's My Backyard.
For those, we're going to take about a 5-minute break. Give our judges just a break, 5-10 minutes. And we'll resume here. Okay. We're going to take a short pause, approximately 5 minutes. There'll be a 5-minute break. You can start, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to YouTube Live here at the Innovation Connector in the 4th year of the Big Idea Pitch Competition. We are pleased to welcome to the big pitch stage pitcher number 28, Sean Stetson.
Do you have any idea how many and what type of ingredients you put in your body every single time you eat? It's okay if you don't, because most people don't. But it's time to replace those unnutritious cravings with something that will cure your hunger and move you closer to your health goals. The situation at hand is that eating habits are a leading cause of disease-related deaths today, but on the contrary, the eating habits are the hidden key to prevent disease and even reverse the effects. If this is already a known fact, then why do some people continue to eat like this? And that is due to the massive amounts of food products claiming to be healthy still being put on shelves. And you may ask, how can they do this? And this is due to the imitation ingredients being put into it. But with these imitation ingredients being put into the products, it can take away from every single positive benefit that it claims to provide. Well, I am Sean, and I do understand that life can get hectic, being difficult to stay on healthy eating habits. But my Pure bar, right here, can help you stay on the right track. In just 8 chewy, bite-sized pieces, you will no longer have to worry about putting something unhealthy into your system. With a small meal replacement or a midday snack, the bar will give you a clean energy boost that will satiate your hunger. Each Pure bar packs a nutritional burst of all pure natural ingredients in every single serving. In just 5 ingredients, yes, I did say 5 ingredients, they have been chosen very specifically to properly replenish one's body with vital nutrients. Each bar contains a whopping 130 calories and offers an optimal macronutrient ratio consisting of 15 grams of carbohydrates, only 4 grams of fat, and a whole 10 grams of protein, not to mention all the features and benefits that it provides. It is time to replace those excess toxins which would typically enter your body with fulfilling nutrients, and your body will thank you with providing the feeling that can only be described as happiness. With the health and wellness industry booming to over $1 trillion just this year, it is an ever-growing market for health, and people are always looking for the best options to put their bodies back to wholesome. As of now, this nutritional bar can fit into a niche market, but with given time, with the industry booming, people are becoming more involved with living a healthier lifestyle. There are a few nutritional bars that offer the same benefits that mine do, but not all in the same product, and this is where my bar can really take off. The nutrition behind this bar is just very too hard to beat. As a health and physical well-being enthusiast for years now, I have a site for creating nutritional goods with what has been naturally placed around us. And this is what has been driven me to find the nourishment that it takes to bring one's body back to wholesome. And this is generated from a vision to create not only quality short-term, but long-term optimal health and physical well-being. And this is sought out by accomplishing objectives and striving and becoming a stronger version of yourself. It has been a long journey up to this point, but I'm driven to help others reach their goals and change their lives. Thank you for your time.
Do you need the podium, Mark?
No, thank you.
I'm gonna move this up closer for you. Okay, that way it's there for you, okay? Awesome. I'll introduce you. As soon as I get done introducing you, the clock will stop. Okay. Let's please welcome to the pitch stage Mr. Wesley Crouch for pitch number 29.
College today is not what you see on TV. So when a freshman enters their dorm room day one, they're pumped up, they're excited, they're ready to tackle these 4 years. But then about 12 days later, reality hits. And they start to understand that it's now C's get degrees, you are broke as a joke, and if you're not connected, you're probably gonna be rejected. Now, as a graduate, I started thinking there's gotta be a solution. So we created one. Now, if you could, take the best connecting qualities of Facebook, the most effective features of LinkedIn, as well as the business model and technology around Uber, and you just piece together Tutor. Tutor is a peer-to-peer knowledge sharing platform designed to make that college experience just a bit easier. Allow me to explain how. So we all know school's tough, but today, it takes on average over 5 years to obtain a 4-year degree. Now, it's not because there's a lack of intelligence, but it's rather just unfeasible resources. So when you're sitting in the library and you don't know how to do it, so you can go pack up and go to a tutoring center, which is probably closing at 10:30, or you can pay $50+ an hour for online tutoring. But with Tutor, you can get 24/7 on-demand help. How? That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. You can actually, we take a student that's struggling and we pair it with another student who knows how to help. And with our easy-to-use process, students can be in and out of that library struggle-free within minutes. Now, judges, I'm sure all of you have encountered a broke college student a time or two before. And they're not lazy, that's not why they're broke, but rather it's college doesn't give much time for part-time work. So with Tutor, instead of extracting plasma out of your body for a couple dollars extra a week or flipping burgers in the atrium, utilize your knowledge that you've been working so hard for and earn some money on the side. So let's go for example. You have a math whiz and somebody who's not very good at algebra. Well, that math whiz can go help that kid at algebra, and he walks out with almost $15 an hour using Tutor. And lastly, I hate to say it, but obtaining a college degree doesn't guarantee any success after college, but rather it's the most well-connected on campus that actually end up being at the top of that resume pile. So what we did is we connected the dots on a lot of concepts and apps that students use today and consolidated them into a one-stop shop platform that immerses the user into a new digital world with a fresh and redesigned news feed and communication platform. Our 4 years that we go to college, this college experience, is invaluable to our success. My name is Wes Crouch. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tutor. I'm a Ball State alum, and also I'm proud to be a part of this community. I didn't create an app that's going to make college easy, but rather I created an app that eliminates the word I can't when you're deciding to get through it or not. Tutor gives help when you're struggling. It connects students to greater achievements, and it puts money in the pocket when it's empty. When a student downloads Tutor, they will accomplish more. Thank you.
Do you need anything, Jack? Do you need a podium or anything? That's okay. And you're going to be within this, okay? And before we start, I'm going to do some introduction as far as thanking our sponsors. So.
Wait, what number was he?
He was 29.
So as we continue the big idea pitch, the fourth series of this, this wouldn't be possible without the help of our sponsors. And so I'd just like to give a warm thank you to the pitch sponsors and also the sponsors of the Excellence in Innovation Awards, First Merchants Bank and Ball State University, Whitinger and Company, Whitinger Strategic Services, American Electric Power, got their hands full right now, Ontario Systems, Deltec Solutions, Cooper Consulting, Mutual Bank, R&R Engineering, and of course Wolf Boom Radio, which includes WLBC and their sister stations. We also want to thank Mathewson Law Firm and also Payless for providing some of the food for our training camps and for the semifinals here tonight. So we want to thank our sponsors, and for all of you who are listening, please visit these sponsors and thank them for being a support to things in our community. So at this time, we have pitch number 30, and we want to welcome Mr. Jeff Hill.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hill, and I'm the founder and CEO of Lock It and Live It. Lock It and Live It is a feel-good application on your smartphone that allows you to detach from technology. Technology, while helpful and useful, can also be a distraction in many situations. For example, too many people are caught up in capturing the perfect social media post opposed to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat to brag about to their friends and colleagues that they forget to live in the moment. This is where Lock It and Live It comes in. All the consumer has to do, get out their phone, download the app, open the app, and then lock their phone. When they lock their phone, they are free to live their life. Go skydiving, go scuba diving, take their family to Hawaii for vacation. While they're out doing what they love, Lock It and Live It is collecting points. 1 point for every 20 minutes. When they come back, they will have a number of points that they accumulated. These points will be later used for discounts and coupons to local stores, restaurants, venues, etc. Now, Lock It, Live It target market ranges from ages 18 to 44, which is good because once you go past age 45, people tend to decrease in the use of technology on their smartphone devices. This is a perfect time to enter the app development industry because according to Ben Evans of Mobile Eat World, 200 billion app downloads will be downloaded by the end of 2017, and $721.3 in mobile revenue will be accomplished. This is crazy. And what's even crazier is that kids spend on average 10 hours and 45 minutes each day online, while adults spend 10 hours and 39 minutes each day online. This is nearly double the average adult 9 to 5 work week. Lock It and Live It rewards you for what you love to do. It is a recess for adults, and it's a study hall for technology. Thank you.
Do you need a podium or anything?
No, just my 2 feet.
We just want to kind of have you stay within the box there. Okay?
Will do.
I'm going to introduce you once the judges are ready.
Okay.
As soon as I'm done introducing you, time will start. So are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? Yeah. There's some real talent here, you know. Thank you for sticking with us as we continue the Big Idea Pitch 2017 as we welcome pitcher number 31, Mr. Connor Belot.
The current unemployment rate in the United States is at 4.7%. There are more jobs currently available in this country than ever, and whether it's a full-time position, summer-time job, or internship, companies and corporations are looking to fill these positions with diverse and dynamic individuals that bring a unique skill set to the table. Unfortunately, many of these companies have been leaving out a certain demographic when it comes to employment opportunities. Individuals who have Asperger's, which is a form of autism, do not have a bright outlook when it comes to employment opportunities. These individuals tend to struggle in social situations, communicating with others, and honing in on thoughts and topics that they are not passionate about, but they are smart. They are witty, and they're able to conceptualize thoughts and ideas better than the normal individual. The current unemployment rate for an individual with Asperger's is around 85%. Over 80% of them have to live with someone else, and even worse, they make about $9.11 per hour. Now, I recently interviewed over 80 parents who had a child between the ages of 16 and 21 diagnosed with Asperger's, and they had great concerns about their child's future employment opportunities. Over 85 of the respondents said that their child has never had a job before, and over 70% of respondents said that they thought their child would not be ready for living independently when they reached adulthood. That is where SPP Camp comes into play. SPP Camp, which stands for Social, Personal, and Professional, is going to penetrate an $18 billion summer camp market by offering a camp for 16 to 21-year-olds to help them develop their social, personal, and professional skills. Our camp curriculum is based on that of clinical professionals, camper requests, and parental requests. Essentially, each camper is going to get to experience what it is like to work a full job and balance other daily activities in their lives. Some of the activities that they will partake in include applying for a job, socializing with others, going to a job interview, putting in 6 to 8 hours a day at work, then coming home, paying bills, doing laundry, cooking for themselves, doing all these activities that may seem easy to you and I, but they tend to struggle with on a daily basis. SPP Camp is looking to penetrate 3 large metropolitan markets in the upper Midwest. Those are the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, the Milwaukee and its surrounding suburbs, and the Chicagoland area. It is estimated that there is about 181,000 individuals on the autism spectrum in these 3 metropolitan areas alone. And for SPP Camp to meet our year 1 projections, we need to only attract 300 campers in order to make over $800,000. Combined it with an opportunity to pair with the special education department at Ball State University to run our educational camps, we're looking at a slam dunk for our campers and a way that we could change the disability camp market. Essentially, our main goal is to lower that 85% market and make our campers more independently ready to live on their own. And if we can accomplish those 2 goals,
They got it. Jeremy, you want the podium?
Yeah.
You're good.
Not a bad feeling.
No. Well, and that's why we do.
Yeah.
So we're glad to do it.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay, we're headed down to the down stretch here, on the home stretch here, and we would like to introduce pitcher number 32, Jeremy Wolfla.
Yes, I was riding home one night after work on my motorcycle. It was about dusk. The sun was almost set. There was a semi in the lane next to me. There's cars in my lane that's in the front of me. There's a car in back of me. About that time, semi decides to get over in my lane and almost hits my motorcycle, which forces me off into the ditch. I almost end up being decapitated and killed that night. At that point, I thought I may want to rethink riding on 69, or I want to make myself more visible. As he said, my name is Jeremy Wolfla, and that story is one of many where motorcyclists are not seen, and I want to help change that. I've designed an aftermarket LED light kit that will mount directly onto the crash bars of your motorcycle. If you don't know what a crash bar is, it's typically a 1-inch round bar that comes out of each side of the front of your engine on the front of your bike that helps protect the engine in case it's dropped or actually in a crash. The kit will actually be completely flush mounted onto the bar and cover it from end to end so the bar is completely lit up with bright white lights. It will have a bright and dim setting. It will be easy to install and run off the power of the bike's battery. My kit will allow the rider the confidence to know that he or she will be seen at night, daytime, dusk, and dawn. It will also provide extra lighting for the rider to be able to see on those dark country roads where a deer or any other animal can run out in front of you in a split second. And if not, for the benefit of being seen and being able to see, bikers love to look cool too. I would like to think that if I had my light kit on that night, that semi would have seen me and I could have actually avoided that accident. Sadly, there's a lot of stories out there like mine where writers aren't as fortunate and they didn't actually survive. So being able to get my light kit into production will give me and others a little bit more peace of mind, knowing that we'll be seen out there on the open road. Thank you.
Yes, I am.
Okay, do you need a podium?
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
You want this?
No, sir. Don't need that.
Okay, good. I'm going to give you an introduction, and after I say welcome you, then you'll be on.
Thank you.
Great.
There's the energy in here. It's been almost 2 hours, guys.
It's just me. So we have just Nick Young this time, number 33. All right. Okay, here we go, judges. Please welcome pitcher number 33, Nick Young.
Good evening. I'm here representing my youngest daughter, Sierra Young, who happens to be in Naples, Florida, where she lives and is still taking care of Hurricane Irma stuff, so she could not be here. She did, however, and she does not know I'm doing this. She doesn't know. She has come up with what she calls the neck leash, which is a combination dog collar and leash all in one. She's in the prototype stage. She's actually made about 10 of these total, and I'm going to, without the help of an animal, it does have a magnetic snap, and it does a collar for, right now it's small dogs. Living in Naples, Florida, she knows she has 1,000 older folks and a lot of small dogs, and this would be a convenience for them. It also has a place for a regular leash if a regular leash is available. But the neck leash will attach. Oh, it doesn't go through. I thought it did, I'm sorry. I'm going to slide this over real quick. And it does go around the neck. And the leash then comes off. And you have a leash for the dog that is attached to the collar. Right now she has two sizes, a 10-inch and a 12-inch. And because of the infancy of this, it's not recommended for large dogs at all. It's for small dogs. And when you're done, it just goes right back and attaches to the collar with the little magnetic snap so that the leash is always on the dog's neck. This is hers. She has been delayed in any of the preparation because of where she's at, but I asked her to send me a couple. She had no idea I came, and I just wanted to show you this dog leash. She has a couple of different designs and a couple different sizes. Her hope is someday to make it strong enough and large enough for even larger dogs. Right now it's 20 pounds or less. So this is called the neck leash, and I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Stay in here on the X if you can, but you got to stay in this
small box. I'm one big guy. This isn't gonna work.
You'll be fine. Cody, I'm gonna introduce you. Okay. And as soon as I finish introducing you, I'm going to, the clock starts. Okay?
Perfect. It's a lot easier than Mr. Marvel does it.
Yeah.
Please stand close.
So, judges, are you ready?
Ready.
Over that way, huh? Okay. Well, good evening again, everyone, and thank you for spending part of your evening with us. We'd like to welcome to the pitch stage our number 34 pitcher, Cody Spurgeon.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a second and think about the last time you had a good slice of pizza. The gooey, cheesy pizza, the crust, the aroma. Now, most of you are going to have a smile on your face after that. But the problem is, it might not have been the type of pizza that you wanted. It may not have been that perfect slice. And that's a problem. Because if you can't get the perfect slice of pizza every time exactly how you want it, then the industry is doing it wrong. They're not supplying you the satisfaction. And so, in a $43 billion industry, we need a solution. Now, I'm Cody Spurgeon. I'm here with My Pie Pizza. And My Pie Pizza is an immersive dining experience that allows the customer to become the pizza topper. You're going to say, oh, that doesn't make sense. You literally get a hands-on experience on topping your own pizza, so it is exactly how you want it. And so you might not understand this, so we're going to go through a night at My Pie. So if you walk in with your friends, your family, a date, you never know. You sit down, and our servers will come up to you. They're going to come up to you and say, not what would you like, but what size would you like? And from there, we'll bring out a size dough that you have picked, and then you will go up to our pre-proportioned topping bar and pick what toppings you want. Then from there, you'll take those toppings back to your own table and top the pizza yourself. From there, you'll simply raise your hand. Our servers will come grab that pizza and put it through the oven. So during that cook time, you can sit back and relax, enjoy a drink, talk to your friends and family. Then when the pizza's done, we'll bring it out, cut exactly how you requested it. And so customizable pizza has been a growing trend in the pizza industry, with places like Blaze, Mod, Pie 5, places like that growing immensely. Blaze Pizza alone, from 2013 to 2015, grew their sales 205%. And so there's a market for customizable pizza. But the big thing that's going to make us different is that there's no glass in between us and the customers. My Pie Pizza is going to be there hand in hand with our customers every time they make a pizza to make sure that they're comfortable in what they're doing and that they don't mess up or do something that they might not like themselves. And so we will be there to help them. And another big thing is, what's better than a good pizza? A pizza that you made yourself. It's a prideful pizza. Just like when you're in the kitchen at home. There's nothing better than chicken you've cooked and roasted yourself. And so that's going to add to the customer satisfaction. So the dough is there, but it's waiting on you to top it.
Ask you to kind of stay at the X, but if we can move around in the box a little bit, I'll give you an introduction. As soon as I'm done, the clock will start. The clock is right there. You can see it.
Thank you.
For the finish up here. So I'd like to introduce our pitcher number 35, Brandy Lambertson.
Hi everyone, like you said, my name is Brandy Lambertson, and I wanted to start off my pitch by asking you guys a couple questions. First question is, how many people in here have attended a college university or some kind of college course? And during that course, they required you to buy a textbook, correct? So, how many of you can honestly say that you read through every assignment that was assigned to you? Well, my pitch is about auditory success, and auditory success is trying to bridge the gap between audiobooks and college textbooks. Now, this is going to help a variety of students. It will help the just the regular students who tend to stay on campus, and then it will also help commuter students and non-traditional students like myself. I spend an average of 10 hours a week driving back and forth from home to school. During that time, I could be listening to my textbooks in the car or on any platform like a laptop, iPad, iPhone, or any kind of listening device, even an MP3. And then I really want to extend this out to helping students with disabilities as well. So possibly some blind students, or maybe with me, dyslexia. Hearing things out loud tends to help a lot better. And then I wanted to extend this out to students who suffer from any type of anxiety. Being a professional at a university, I've come to understand that a lot of students are starting to suffer from anxiety, or at least are starting to now report it. And so I feel like with this app, along with the audible textbooks, you can go in there and produce another function that would help students maybe calm down before an exam or before a presentation, or probably would have helped me here today. With that, I would probably include things like meditation, maybe some audio in there that would produce a little bit more self-confidence, and then also maybe some breathing exercises to help. I really think that this is a product that could start off as an audible textbook, and it would be great for students who, again, I'm married, so I have an outside life. I have a home I have to take care of. So when I'm doing the dishes, or I'm cleaning, or I'm running errands, again, I can simply listen to my textbooks. For students that are in school or live on campus, a lot of students tend to be involved in extracurriculars, activities, and then a lot of them use the rec center on campus. So while they're exercising, they too could be listening to their college textbooks. As far as development into the future, I feel like this could be a product. Thank you.
In there. Okay, good. Hold on here. You know this scoop? No pun intended.
Leave me alone.
We'd get along too well. So this brings us to pitch number 36. Please welcome once again with a whole new idea, Paul Fabrick.
Judge, it's nice to see you again. So a couple years ago, I get a phone call from my mom. She says, your dad has fallen off the roof. Again. Second time. So what was he doing this time, Mom? She said, cleaning the gutters. So my father is no longer allowed to get on the roof to clean the gutters out. Now they live in a very long ranch-style house with dozens of feet of gutters. So this spring, and that's his job, is to clean the gutters. He's got to do it 2 or 3 times a year, once in the spring, beginning of fall, and then right before winter time starts. So this past spring, I go over to my dad's house to assist him in this. Of course, he's already on the job. So he's got the ladder leaned up against the gutters, complaining the entire time. He climbs up, he's scooping everything out half into a bag, half onto the ground. Then he climbs down, puts his ladder back up, climbs back up, and I see him and watch him repeat this over and over and over again. And I didn't help him. I should have, but I just watched him do this. And I said, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So that's why I've designed the gutter clutter cleaner, okay? This mimics the inside shape and design of a gutter. This particular one, as you can see, is a 6-inch. It also comes in a 5-inch. They can be attached, used by hand, or attached to any paint pole, or any, as I have here, an extension pole, via 3/4 by 5-inch thread, which is pretty ubiquitous when it comes to these type things. It's all about the same size. Put it on the wrong way. And instead of getting up and down off the ladder a dozen times to clean your gutters out, you are only now limited to the length of the pole that you have to clean your gutters. Okay? and it gets almost everything. So now, when you're done this way, you take it off, spin it around, extend your pole, and go this way. So basically, you're pulling everything towards you. Okay, you're no longer limited to the length of your arms. You're limited to the length of the pole that you have. Let's face it, cleaning gutters is a thankless job. Nobody wants to do it. It's time consuming and it's aggravating. This will cut your time drastically in getting your gutters cleaned. And it just might save your life if you're the kind of person like my dad who likes to climb on roofs. Gutter clutter cleaner, folks. Thank you.
Let's move that in a little bit closer. Right in here, move it out a little bit.
Forward?
Yeah, right there. We're gonna make sure we're gonna be okay. Derek, we okay? We need to move it towards you a little bit more. Just maybe a hair more. Okay, right there. That's good. A little bit. Okay, good. Okay. You want a podium, or you want one of the? Okay, let's move that over here.
This will be fine.
No, can't do that. We're gonna move it over here. We're gonna make sure you're taken care of.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
That'll work. You're gonna put your podium right there, okay?
Yep.
I'm gonna introduce you, and then it's gonna be your time to go. We're all in. Thank you. That worked out perfect. Welcome to pitch number 37 here at the Innovation Connector Big Idea Pitch 2017. Please welcome number 37, Bryant Margison.
Howdy. Being in the sign industry the past 20 years, I have seen some challenges, some from the customers and some from the industry. I am Bryant Margison, owner of Margison Graphics and Signs. When customers come in wanting their message to be seen, they look to flags and inflatables. Well, what's the problem with them? In order to change your message, you have to purchase a whole new flag or a whole new inflatable. Want to hire a person to wave a sign around? Well, that's an hourly wage, a liability to your company, and when it rains or when it snows or the weather breaks, they're going inside. They're going to answer their phone, their text, and visit Facebook and Twitter. So I ask you, what's the one thing most noticed? Is it signs? Cars, architecture? It's people. Most people want to look and see other people. What are they doing? What are they selling? Well, combine all that to meet the sign spinner. The sign spinner looks like a real person. It's printed on both sides to get the same visual impact. The sign spinner has been engineered to allow wind from passing vehicles or natural wind to move the sign spinner back and forth, yet coming to the same spot every time where it was set up. It comes in 3 different mounting options. One for grassy areas, like near the road, or one for sidewalks or interior, like the one you see here, and one for the back hitch of pickup trucks for the mobile businesses. Sign spinners comes in nurses, bank tellers, plumbers, Uncle Sam for tax season, construction workers, etc. Any model to serve any industry. From male to female to any nationality, SignSpinner.biz is here to help you achieve your advertising needs. The Sign Spinner will come with 3 18 by 24 signs to help get your message across. Need another message? Either visit your local sign shop or go to SignSpinner.biz and design your own and then change it out as often as you'd like at an affordable price. The sign spinner is made of aluminum composite material that will stand up to the weather. The print is printed with a UV resistant ink to prevent fading, and the sign spinner is easy to install and remove, yet locked to the ground to prevent theft and vandalism. Want a custom sign spinner for your business? For a small fee, we can use you, your employee, your uniform, or your mascot. Sign spinner can get your changeable message out and get you noticed. Thank you, sir.
No, sir. Okay, just let me move this stuff here. I'm going to give you, Jay, I'm going to give you an introduction. Then it will be your turn as soon as I'm done. Judges, we good? Okay.
Let's please welcome pitcher number 38, Jay Finley.
Thank you. I'm Jay Finley, and I'm the founder of UVoice. So over the last 3 years at Ball State University, I felt like I didn't have a voice. I felt like I never got to see the person that I wanted to see come perform on my campus. And so this led me to wonder, do other people feel the same way? And so over the summer, I sent out a survey. And from that survey, I got over 1,700 responses. From those responses, 64% said that they weren't interested in the acts that were coming to their campus or their live venues in general. And so this led me to wonder why. And so I went out and talked to 3 different music venues. I talked to Emmons Auditorium, Banger's Life Fieldhouse, and then I talked to a small music venue, Be Here Now, in the village of Ball State. And so from those venues, they told me 3 specific problems that they all face. The first problem that they face is if I book an artist 3 to 6 months in advance, just because they're popular today doesn't mean they're going to be popular tomorrow. And so the second problem is because I don't know who the people want to see. So they go into a room, they kind of pick, but they're not sure. And then the third problem is, for a small venue, is how can I get people to come in on a consistent basis, and how can I afford these big commercial acts? And so my solution is UVoice. UVoice is an app that allows the consumer or the user to come in. We give them a selection of commercial artists that we can afford and for them to pick from. And from there, it's much like a crowdsourcing. And so they put up their payment, they put their money where their mouth is, basically. And so we have a week to kind of get that payment process in. So if we get them to pay over 50% of the capacity of the venue, then we know that we can guarantee a sale within the 3 to 6 months in advance. So this minimizes all risk for the venue, and this allows the user to get exactly what they want and allows the venues to sell out every time. And now you might be saying, what if they don't pay that? What if you don't get that 50% within that week? Well, there's no risk to either the venue or the students, because they're able to get their money right back, as well as you don't lose any money as the promoter. And so you've been talking, but have you been heard? UVoice.
You just pull. There you go. Gracias. Oh, we're gonna move it. We gotta move it this way. Are we good?
So nice, I had to do it twice.
Okay. Judges, we have 2 more. That's it.
Pitcher number 39 had so much fun the first time, he decided to come back for more. Please welcome again to the pitch stage, Cameron Grubbs.
Thank you. Now, if I say thank you for being a friend, what comes to mind? Probably the Golden Girls, right? Well, one of the best bits out of the Golden Girls that I found was the running gag where Dorothy could threaten Sophia with one line. Shady Pines, Ma. Well, Shady Pines was not necessarily a bad place, just Sophia didn't really care for it all that well, and for good reason. Now, we've almost all known someone, a relative, friend, that has gone into an assisted living or a nursing home, and you know, they're always very close to us, and we never get there as much as we would like. So it's really, I know it gets to be a downer, but really, when you think about it, how often did you visit? It's not as much as you'd like. It's not easy for them, nor is it easy for us. We know that facilities try to keep them active. They try to do things with them, but they're still left there hours upon hours to watch TV, maybe MASH, Murder, She Wrote, and then they wait until we show up. And it's usually one time every couple weeks, maybe a couple months, and they're just kind of there. And unfortunately, that's the case. Now, we know this, and we guilt ourselves for not visiting. And being left alone is a big fear. Probably the only thing scarier might be being forgotten. Now, baby boomers are hitting the age to enter nursing homes. They're hitting the age to enter nursing homes and assisted living facilities with increasing demand. And the number of work hours required for us to sustain ourselves is increasing. So that creates this disparity between the two. And it's likely to get worse before it gets better. And that's why the Forget-Me-Not subscription plan is what I feel could be a very good solution to both problems. With this service, you would send beautiful flowers like these to your loved ones while they're being looked after and without you having to be there. The person simply chooses the value of the flowers and the frequency with which they would show up, and then we would send them to specific places on set dates, you know, depending on which nursing home it would be fall on whatever date. And then that way we could contain costs because we'd have multiple deliveries going to specific places. And then we could pass that on to the consumers and then get more flowers to your loved ones as well. Now it could be set to monthly or semi-monthly. And you know, with semi-monthly, you get 24 in a year, but we have decorative recyclable containers to keep waste down. But really, with each delivery, your loved one will be amazed at your thoughtfulness, knowing you remembered them, and you can sleep easier, knowing that while you're still busy, you're able to show them you care between visits. In the end, Forget-Me-Not subscription will not only thank you for they will not only thank you for loving them, they will thank you for being their friend. Almost.
Okay. We want you to stay in the green box. I know it's hard for you to stay in the box, but. You can move in the box, but stay in the center if you can. I'm going to introduce you. After I introduce you, you will have the time to begin, okay?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the big idea pitch, and we want to thank you for joining us. We have one more pitch, though. We don't want to forget him at all. It's pitcher number 40. Please welcome Mr. David Cogan.
So you're sitting at your desk enjoying your morning coffee when you get a call from your programmer. We've been hacked. All of our systems are offline and we don't have any working backups and all our data is gone. You're a budding entrepreneur. You spent the last 8 months and all of your savings building a slick new app. Things were going really well. You did your initial launch, you got your first users, they were excited, they started sharing with their friends, you became profitable. Things were going well. 2 years went by, Smooth sailing until the crisis. Maybe it was a glitch, maybe it was a hack, or just a mistake, but all of your app's user data is gone. If you don't have backups in this case, your company basically just died. But who has time to worry about backups? Your focus is on growing your business. And even if you have backups, do you know that they actually work? If a crisis like this happened, do you have a plan for getting the data out of those backups? I'm David Colgan of Less Boring Solutions Consulting. And in the last 5 years of working with clients and managing servers, I've developed a method for doing backups that is robust and will prevent you from ever having to go through this nightmare scenario yourself. But what separates our backups from the rest? First, our backups are continuously monitored. We check your backups every day to make sure that no problems happen. The most common reason the backups fail is actually just because something happened to cause the backups to stop going and nobody realized it. So we'll check to make sure that that keeps happening. Second, our backups are resilient. It is physically impossible to delete one of our backups from your server. This means that employee mistakes will not delete your backups, and that hackers cannot intentionally delete your backups. But what happens if there's a crisis and you need to get data out of one of these backups? In that case, we become your personal emergency response team, and we will work with your programmers to get that data out of those backups and your app back online as quickly as possible. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to lessboring.com/backups to schedule a free consultation where we'll sit down and go through your unique backup situation. Then we'll install our backups on your server and then send you a detailed report each month of the status of every backup and any glitches that happened in our response to them. And in the event that your app gets hacked or you lose some data, instead of calling your programmer and hearing those words, "We lost everything," you could instead call Less Boring Solutions and hear me say, "We've already restored your data from backup." Thank you.
Okay, so what's going to happen now is the judges are going to go into a short conference, hopefully not more than 2 minutes, okay? And, so they can tell us scores are real close. And so we want to make sure everybody gets a fair shot, a fair chance. So the things that are close, we're just going to talk about. We'll come back in this room and we'll announce the top 5 winners. So judges, if you could, when you get to that point, bring your scores, your main sheet, if you have any notes or whatever. And we're going to go into the front conference room, way in the front to the right, or to the left. Okay, first of all, as you all come in here, just the biggest thank you for joining us through this journey. Some of you came to the training camps that we had, all 3. I think this year we had the best training camps that we've ever had, and I think we're just going to continue that process, and it's a lot of fun to do that. So for those of you who have learned something through the training camps, we applaud you. While we're here, I want to thank a few people because I think it's always important. I want to thank our first of all, our sponsors. As you can see, we went through those earlier. I'm telling you what, this would not be possible without those sponsors. I don't want to take it lightly. Our judges, Don Engel, Lynn Kroll, Ashley Runkle, Crystal Geyer, and last but not least is Esther Bryant. And so can we give them a round of applause? Our wonderful clock technician, Karen Lloyd, and we want to thank the Ball State Entrepreneurship Program for supplying that. And we have our young ladies, I don't know if they're still here, Luba McCutcheon and Kaylin Anderson. They were keeping you on schedule, so we appreciate that. For my team, a big thank you to Lori Albert and Alexis Dishman. Lori was our statistician here, and Alexis kind of just kept all of that happening back there, so we thank you very much for that. And just one other thing. You see these cameras and all the stuff that's happening and going YouTube Live. Derek Hall provided this for us. Anybody intimidated by the cameras? Yeah. Okay, so I'm not a judge, so they're there. You can get them afterwards. Okay.
I just can't leave all of that alone.
Well, by the way, Crystal's the assistant director of the Ball State Entrepreneurship Program.
I just want everybody who's in this room to know how super proud I am of you. This is crazy difficult. It's super difficult to share an idea that you've been sitting on or that you've thought about. It's super difficult to be on the internet. It's super difficult to be judged and to put yourself out there. And you guys all did a stellar job. Whether this was your first time pitching or you've been pitching for months and years, like you need to be so super proud of yourselves because I am so super proud of you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, the scores were ridiculously close. Okay, that's all I've got to say. Things changed a little bit this year for how we're going to do this. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. You want to know the scores? You want to know who? And these are the top ones. We're not giving any first through whatever. These are just the top place finishers. Not in any particular order, so you don't have to worry. Our first finalist is Amanda and Kyle Reninger. Our second finalist for a super simple idea, Paul Fabrick. You what?
Tell them which idea.
Oh, yes. The leaf scooper, okay? Is the gutter cleaner. Yeah, you know what I meant. The next finalist, with an idea about a camp, Connor Bielat. Another finalist, near and dear to my heart, and of course I wasn't a judge, I didn't have anything to say, Rhett Barker. So that's 4. Number 5, Cindy Conn and Leena. Now remember I said I wasn't a judge, right? And I set the ground rules, we have this stuff, but I got overridden. So for the first time ever, we're going to have a 6th finalist because they could not make their mind up. They started crying in there. They locked the door and wouldn't let me out. And so the 6th finalist, and again, these are in no numerical order. I just jumbled them up for you. Wesley Crouch. Those are the top 6 finalists. I'm going to tell you that the scores were so close. It was amazingly close how close they were. If your idea did not make it in the top 6, don't give up. We have the SBDC here. We have Crystal with the Ball State Entrepreneurship Center. You have the Innovation Connector. We want to continue to help you. This is not the end. This is a starting point. The thing we found out was there's a lot of good ideas that's got a lot of really good potential. They just didn't make the top 6, and that's not embarrassing. We actually were dealing with about the top 12 that was like, oh my gosh, what do they do? So I just wanted to give you that. I need the top 6 to meet with me in my office to the front office just for about 5 minutes. Can we do that? Other than that, take cookies, cheese, chips, put it in your pocket, whatever you need to do. Thank you for making the Big Idea Pitch 2017 a success.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. One more thing. Starting a week from Wednesday, we are going to be hosting here something new to Muncie, some of you have heard about it, 1 Million Cups. It's a nationwide program put on by the Kauffman Foundation. Muncie is the 4th Indiana city to be awarded a 1 Million Cups location. It's going to take place next Wednesday, the 15th, right here, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Of course, there's going to be coffee. We're going to caffeinate your day. We're going to have 2 pitchers that day, and it's for entrepreneurs, stakeholders, people who are interested in what's happening in our community, because really it's about, if you want to know about our community and happening in business, this is it. It's from 8 to 9. You'll be gone after that. And it's free. Everything is free. And if you'd like to pitch your idea, you've got to go through kind of a system. And we will just go to the website and we'll take care of you from there, or call me or Crystal. And there's information. If you go to 1 Million Cups, it's the number 1, and then millioncups.org/Muncie, you can get to our website. Our first 2 pitchers, which will have 2 pitchers a month, would be number 1 is Crystal Geyer is going to pitch, and she's going to pitch what 1 Million Cups is all about. We figured that would be a good one. And our second pitcher, unknowing, they didn't even know this, judges did not even know this, but our second pitcher, our inaugural event will be Rhett Barker with the waterless car wash. But they didn't know any of that ahead of time. So, okay.
And I would put any of you guys on the 1 Million Cup stage, all of you, every last pitch.
And what this event is, this is not just about the Innovation Connector. This is a community-wide thing. And this whole idea is to bring an idea. It could be something you're doing in your not-for-profit, or you think of you're in a business and you want to think of something different to do. You got a new idea within your business. You have 6 minutes to pitch. And then what happens is the community, the people who are here, have about 20 minutes or so to give you suggestions, feedback. And so if you're starting something relatively new, you got customers right here to listen to you. They'll give you direct feedback, and that's something that is so important in this day and age, is when you're reaching out into what you're doing. They'll give you feedback, constructive, and there's going to be some questions that we're going to ask of you that will be really cool for you. This is what we're going to say from a community standpoint. What we're going to do is elevate and say something good and celebrate those things that are good within our community. Why not? There's a lot of crud happening all over the world, right? But let's elevate and say something good is happening in this community. So let's celebrate it with 1 Million Cups. So come next Wednesday morning for coffee, and we'll see what happens. Thank you all. Have a great night, and we'll see you next year.